So today we are starting statistics, which is our last unit. Our first vocabulary word of the day is the mean. Does anybody remember what another word for the mean is from middle school? Average. Mean is the average. So you need to write that down, please. You need to write that down. Mean is the average. Mean is the average. How do you get an average of a set of numbers? What do you do to them? Good. You add them and divide. Add them and divide. Median. What is the median? Anybody remember that one? The middle. All right. The biggest thing to remember about the median is the data has to be in order from smallest to largest. And the median is the number in the middle. When you are driving down a highway, what's the thing called in the middle of the highway? The median, all right? The thing in the middle of the highway, that concrete thing, or sometimes it just has a guardrail, that's called the median. It's in the middle, okay? What about the mode? Anybody remember what the mode is? What? The most, all right? And the way I remember that is mode and most, all right? It's the number that shows up the most, okay? All right, number one, find the mean, median, and mode. Let me have Makai, if he's here today. Makai is not here today. Paulo, how do we say we would find the mean? What do you have to do? Good. If you have a calculator, which I've asked you repeatedly to get a calculator, go ahead and add them on your calculator. 8 plus 5 plus 12 plus 9 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 14 plus 10 plus 8 plus 2. Add them all up. Guys, y'all gotta get your stuff done. All right, so you add it all up. Tania, how many numbers do we have here? What do we divide by? Yeah.
Oh, 11.
11. You divide by 11. So we're going to round to the nearest tenth. We'll say 7.6. So your mean is 7.6. Your mean is 7.6. You add them all up and divide. Wyatt, to get the median, what did we say you had to do first? You have to put them in order from smallest to largest. So we have 2. Then we have 5, 5, we have 3 5s, then we have a 6, 8, if I mess up, let me know, 9, 10, and 12, and 14. And to find the median, you go from one end to the other. And so what is the number in the middle? 8. So your median is 8. Median is 8. Let me have Janae. What about the mode? What do we say that was?
The number that shows up the most.
Good. Which number shows up the most, Janae?
5.
5. So your mode is 5. Your mode is 5. Okay. Questions on that one? Question? No? Okay. All right. Number 2, I'm going to show you how to use Desmos for this. So go ahead and pull up Desmos. Go ahead and pull up Desmos. And in Desmos, what you're going to do is you are going to type L equals. L stands for a list. We have a list of numbers. You're going to type in L equals, and then you have to use a bracket. You have to use a bracket. It's near the P. You have to use a bracket. And we're going to type in these numbers, 29, comma, 31, comma, 67, comma, 67, 69, 70, 71, 72, 75, 77, 78, 80, 83, 85, 87, 90, 90, 91, 91, and 93. What? Just go back through then. Yeah, it should say that there are 20 things. It's on your paper. Go back through them. What? It should just say 20 element list. Does it? You have to type in L equals. Okay, I'll come back there and look. Okay, the next thing you are going to do is you can type in mean. You just type in the word mean, and then you put parentheses, capital L. All right, you just type in mean and then parentheses, whatever letter you use, and it gives you the mean. Okay. All right, so go ahead and write that down on your paper. Yep, you just type the word mean and then you put your letter in there. Oh, if you're using the wrong bracket, they'll only work if you use the square brackets. Anybody else? Yep. Did it work? Did you get 74.8? Should be 74.8. All right, then you type in the word median. And put in your L, and it will give you the median. So the mean we got to be 74. The mean we got to be 74.8. The median is 77.5. And Desmos will not do the mode. Desmos will not do mode. All right, but mode is pretty easy. What did we say that mode was, Chase? Yeah, so if you look at this one, which number occurs the most? Anybody? So 90 occurs 2 times. Is there any other number that occurs 2 times? 67, any other one? And what? And 91. This one has 3 modes. This one has 3 modes, okay? 3 modes. That is possible. You can have more than 1 mode, okay? So 90, 67, and 91 are all the modes, okay? All right, number 3, a whitewater raft can hold a maximum of 1,000 pounds. What would be the measure of people's weight to know if the entire party can go on a whitewater trip? Okay, so for this one, the raft can hold a maximum of 1,000 pounds. If I got a group of people together, what would I need to do with all their weights to see if we could get in the raft? Add them up. Which one of those answer choices involves adding all the numbers up? The mean. So if I was calculating the mean, I could find out if we could go on the raft. Okay. Number 4, if you're going to open a lemonade stand on your street, what would be the best measure of data to use when deciding to run your stand in relation to the number of cars passing per hour? So if I was going to open a lemonade stand and I was only going to do it for 1 hour of the day, which hour should I pick? So I'm going to open a lemonade stand. I'm only going to open it for 1 hour of the day. How would I decide which hour to do it? What? Mode. Why? I would want to know when what? The most cars are coming by. All right. I would want to know when the most cars are coming by. So that would be the mode. That would be the mode. The one that occurs most often. When the most cars come by, I want to open my lemonade stand. Okay. Number 5. What is the key word on number 5, Isabella?
The median.
What does that mean, Isabella? Median is the
middle.
The middle. Cameron, before you can find the middle, you have to make sure the numbers are what? In order, right? They're in order. Guys, are these numbers in order? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18? Yes. To find the median, you just do the slash test. You do 1 from each end. So do that now. You're doing 1 from the lowest and then 1 from the highest. You're canceling them out. 1 from the lowest, 1 from the highest. And I am left with what, Alif? What number am I left with?
Uh, 15.
I marked out all the 15s. Where am I left with after 17, I marked out?
17,
what?
17.
17. The median occurred at 17. Okay, questions? What do each of these dots represent? Kind of, but what does each individual dot represent? A person, all right? They represent a person. So I took out a person from this end and a person from this end, and the people who were left in the middle were 17 years old, okay? All right, next little part, quartiles are percentiles that divide the data into fourths. That makes sense, right? You see the word quarters all the time. How many quarters are in a dollar? 4. How many quarters are in a basketball game? 4. All right, quarters means 4. Okay, the quarters, the second quarter is the same thing as the median. The second quarter is the same thing as the median, because if you have 2 quarters, how much money do you have? 50 cents. So you're right in the middle. All right, Q1 is right in between 0 and Q2. Q1's in between 0 and Q2. And I shouldn't use 0. I should use the word minimum. I should use the word minimum. Minimum means what? The what? The lowest. Okay. What about on this end? What is there? The maximum. Okay. And Q3 is in between Q2 and the maximum. Okay. All right. Let me ask you this. How much data is in Q1? What do you think? How much data is in Q1? 25%, 25%, okay? How much data is less than Q2? How much data is less than Q2? 50%, half of it. How much data is above, is greater than Q2? 50%, half of it is above, 50%, okay? How much data is below Q3? 75%. How much data is greater than Q3? 25%. Good. Okay. All right. Range, the formula for range, you do have to memorize this, is max minus min, your maximum minus your minimum. And your interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. All right. Q3 minus Q1. We have in statistics a thing called the 5-number summary. That is your minimum, Q1, your median, Q3, and your maximum. That's called your 5-number summary. The minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and max. Good morning, Jamon. Good morning, Jordan. All right. And the smaller the range and the IQR, the smaller that is, it means you have less variability. The data is more predictable. Okay. So let's talk about that for just a second. If your range is your biggest number minus your smallest number, if the range is smaller, it means the numbers are what? Closer together. Very good. Which means they have less variety. Variability means variety. Okay. So which one of these number sets, which one of these data sets has less variability? The top one or the bottom one? Which one has less variability? The top one. These numbers aren't very, there's no variety. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, these numbers are really spread out. They're random. That means more variability. There's more variety, okay? So if the range is smaller, here the numbers are closer together, you have less variability. If the range is bigger, you have more variability. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow, okay? All right, box and whisker plots. You were supposed to have done these in middle school, but with COVID, there's no telling what you did. This is the minimum. Label that, please. That point is the minimum. What about over here at this end? Maximum. What about the line in the middle? Median. And what do you think about this line right here? Q1, and this one? Q3. All right, label that right now for me, please. Minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and maximum, okay? How much data, what percent of the data is on this line? Very good, 25%. How much data is in this little box? Well, in just the box is what? 25. In just the box is 25%. What about in this other box? 25%. And then what about this line? 25%. So you have 4 quarters and they add up to 100%. Okay, so there's 25% in each part of it. Okay, all right. All right, number 6, the following data represents the number of turnovers in a basketball season for a particular team. Find the 5-number summary and make a box and whisker plot. What is the range in IQR? All right, we're going to use Desmos to help us with this one. So up here for your L, your list, Jordan, go to Desmos. You're typing in 20, 13, 10, 12, 24, 33, 26, 15, 11, 12, 18, 28, 17, 15, 22. Oh, I put my bracket in the wrong place. There we go. Now it likes, all right. I have 15. Do y'all have 15 elements? Yes, no? Are you alive? You are going to click down here. You're going to click the keyboard. Do this with me, please. You're going to click the keyboard and you're going to click functions. Go ahead and do this with me. You're going to click functions and then you're going to click stats. You're going to click stats. You're going to click stats. And then you're going to click stats again. You're going to click stats again, the word stats. Oh, shoot. I forgot to type it in a different line. So let me delete this. Let me delete that. I got to click in a different line underneath it. And then click functions, stats, stats. And you're putting in a capital L. You're putting in a capital L. That gives you your 5-number summary. It gives me my minimum, Q1, my median, Q3, and my maximum. Okay? Right there. Okay. And then put an L in there. Who else needs help? Oh, we used a lowercase L, which is fine. It just means you have to type a lowercase L in. Whatever letter you use, because that's how it recognizes it. Okay. On our paper, let's make our box and whiskers plot. Jordan. Okay, here we go. What is our lowest number? What's our lowest number? 10. And this needs to be a number line of some sort. What do you want to count by? 5s? All right, good. So we'll do 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. All right. So our minimum is at 10. Jamon, what is our maximum at? 33. So that's going to go somewhere in here. So your minimum gets a point, your maximum gets a point. Jordan, what is the median at? Look right here on my computer or your computer. What's the median at? Read the median on the Desmos. 17. So that's between 15 and 20. The median gets a line because we're going to have to draw a box. Kamari, what's Q1 at? 12. That's somewhere right here. And Liam, where's Q3 at? Look on Desmos. Where's Q3 at? Q3 is at 24. So you draw a straight line at 24. And this is your box. That's your box. So this is Q1, your median, and Q3. So that's your box, okay? And then these are your whiskers on the side. Those are your whiskers, okay? All right. What is the range and IQR? Janiyah, what do we say the formula for range was? Good. Max minus min. Max minus min. Isaac, what's the maximum of this one? 33. Mia, what's the minimum?
10.
And we subtract those and we get 23. So your range is 23. Your range is 23. Tania, what do we say the formula for IQR was? Look at the top.
It's the interquartile range.
Yep. And what do we say the formula for was it? What do we write?
Q3 minus Q1.
Good. Q3 minus Q1. And Wyatt, what do we say Q3 was? 24. Will, what do we say Q1 was? 12. 24 minus 12 is 12. So your IQR is 12. IQR is 12. Questions? All right, flip it over. Use the following box plot to answer the questions. A says, what's the interquartile range? Jamon, what's the formula for interquartile range, IQR? What did we just say? Good, Q3 minus Q1. We're gonna have to look on the box and whiskers to find that. Jada, where is Q3 at? What number? Best guess, best estimate. So Q3 is right here and it's between 26 and 28. So that's going to be at 27. So Q3 is at 27. Caleb, what about Q1? Just give it your best guess. What do you think Q1 is at?
23.
Good. It's close to it. 23 is here. Either one. I wouldn't give you this one on the test because it's not exact. I'm actually going to go with 24. But again, I would count either answer right on a test because it's not exact. So I'm going to say Q1 is at 24. Janaya, what's the maximum? Very good. The maximum is there at 30. Mason, what about the minimum? What? Good. 22 is your minimum. Number 8, which data set could be represented by the box plot below? Chase, what's one answer that is going to be wrong on these answer choices? Why did you say that? So look at your data set, Chase. What's your minimum number, Chase? What? No, number 8. We're on number 8. What's your minimum? 5. Do all of them have a 5 in the answer choices? Yes, they do. What about what's your maximum, Chase? 15. So they all have a 15, right, guys? Okay. So any ideas on how I can figure out which one matches? Desmos. So let's do Jordan, your group put in answer choice A. Cameron, your row put in answer choice B. Liam and Isaac's row put in C. And Kamari and Mason put in D for us. All right, Jordan, does answer choice A match the minimum Q1, median Q3, and max? Does answer choice A work? No. Okay. Cameron, Chase, Jamon, what about B? Did it work? So do you agree with that, Jamon? Did it match? Do you have 5, 6, 8, 12, and 15 on Desmos? Good. So B is your answer. Did C work? No. Did D work? No. Okay. So B is your answer. Number 9, what is the interquartile range for the hours Joey worked each week? Allison, what's it asking for?
What is the interquartile range?
All right. And Alif, what's the formula for that?
For the interquartile range.
Yep. What's the formula for that? It's the same thing as IQR. What's the formula for IQR? Q3 minus Q1. Make sure you're taking notes, please. Make sure you're taking notes. Guys, make sure you circle that on your paper. Q3 minus Q1. Kamari, what's Q3 on this one? Very good. 25. Isaac, what is Q1? 14. Subtract those. What y'all got for your answer? 11. So B. Okay. Number 10, box plots for 4 competing brick manufacturers are shown below. A contractor needs to buy bricks that are each as close as possible to 2.5 inches high as possible. Which manufacturer would be the contractor's best choice? All right, so what's the contractor's goal on this one? What's he mean? Close to 2.5 inches. What do you think? Who would be the best company to buy for? What do y'all think? Why did you say Daniels? So here is 2.5, and you're saying Daniel has the closest median to 2.5. It looks like Adam is exactly on 2.5. So could we say we're going to narrow it down to Adam or Daniel? Y'all want to say that? We'll mark out these two. It's either going to be Adam or Daniel. What do you think? Who do you think the contractor should buy from? Adam or Daniel? Oh, it looks like it's kind of split. Raise your hand if you think Adam. Raise your hand if you think Daniel. Oh, okay. So what does this say? A contractor needs to buy bricks that are what? Each as close as possible possible to 2.5 inches. If you buy from Adam, the middle brick is at 2.5, but Adam makes some bricks that are as small as what? 2.2. He makes some bricks that are as big as 2.8. What about if you went with Daniel? Does Daniel have more bricks closer to 2.5? Yeah. So who's more consistent, Adam or Daniel? Daniel is more consistent. So if you need each brick to be 2.5, you better go with Daniel, okay? Your answer is Daniel because you want each brick. All right. Where was that? Each as close to 2.5, okay? All right, number 11. A movie theater recorded the number of tickets sold daily for a popular movie using the month of June. The box and whisker plot shows below the data for the number of tickets sold in hundreds. Which conclusion can be made using this box plot? All right, the second quartile is 600. Micah H, is that true? Is the second quartile at 600? Let me ask you this, Micah. What's another name for the second quartile?
I don't know.
All right, the second quartile, guys, write this down, is the median. The second quartile is another name for the median. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Isabella, is the median at 600?
No.
No. Can somebody tell me where the median is? 400. Why is it 400? I don't see 400 right there. It says it's in hundreds up here. So the median is actually 400. So A is not the answer. Cameron, can we find the mean on a box and whiskers? What do you think? Yes or no? No. Guys, you can never find the mean. Go ahead. You can never find the mean on a box and whiskers. What information is on a box and whiskers? Let's say it again real quick. Minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and maximum. The mean is not on there, okay? But students love circling that answer, okay? The mean is not on there. What about the range? Mia, what is the range? What's the formula for that?
Maximum minus minimum.
All right, so range involves the max and the min. Raul, is the max and the min at 300 and 600? Here's the minimum, here's the maximum. Are they at 300 and 600, Raul? What do you think? Yes or no? No, they are not. They are at 100 and 900. 25% of the attendance is between 300 and 400. Here is 300 and 400. And there is 25% there. There's 25% here, 25% here, and 25% there. So the answer is D, okay? All right, you have 2 problems to do on your own. Those of you at home, I need the answers in chat. I'm gonna be writing down who does not participate. Those of you at home need to send me your answers in chat. You have 2 questions to do.